a big deal for me for y'all to be here, so thank you for that. But yeah, let me jump in here. So today I have the cool thing to show you guys how to get in front of the ship was my intent. But the ship is here. So here's how to excel in a shifting market. And I have some time, so I'm just going to dive right in here. So who's Jeff, right? I graduated high school in 2005, and I knew I wanted to be a real estate agent. The reason I knew is because about 13, 14 years old, people come to your high school and they say, hey, if you go to school for 4 years and do this, you can get $45K a year. If you go to school and do this, you can get $60K a year. If you want to be a doctor or an attorney or whatever, you can get $100K a year. My sister called me at 14, 15 years old, and she was in Houston, Texas. She was selling real estate. She said, yeah, that was probably her. She said, I don't have anybody to tell this to, but I made $60,000 today because I double-sided $1 million house. And I said, you did? Say that again, right? So I was like, wow, so I can go to school for 4 years and work 8 to 5 and work for someone else, build someone else's dream, or I can build my own and make $60K in a month. So I knew I wanted to sell houses. So I went to Northwood School of Business in Cedar Hill. It's probably close to here. Anybody from Dallas know where Cedar Hill is? All right, so I went there and I said, hey, I want to be a real estate agent. And they chuckled. And they said, well, we have sports agent classes, so you can be a sports agent. And I said, okay, well, that'll probably get me close to where I want to be. So I did that. I figured out I didn't like Dallas. Didn't like the Cowboys. Hopefully Emmitt Smith is not in the building yet. Went back to University of Texas at Tyler, and I finished up with my business degree. In my last year of college, I got my real estate license, and I started at Keller Williams in Tyler, Texas. And I sold 8 houses my first year. They're all for sale by owner. And what I realized in Tyler was the fact that I had about 4 listings. I was in there about 4 or 5 months. And I'm like, Jeff Whitespear, what are you doing? How are you getting all these listings? And I go, dude, I'm doing terrible right now. I have 4 listings. I've been in this business 6 months. So I realized really quickly that for me, Tyler, Texas wasn't the place for me. I'm sure there's some crushers out there, but I said, I need to think bigger. I need to get down to Houston. So I went to Houston, had a baby face. I didn't know anything. Had 8 sales under my belt. And my sister said, you got to join a team because you don't know anything. And if you want to really serve your purpose and change a lot of lives and things, you do your deal, right, at a team. So I gave up 50% for 3 years, and I sold 27 houses the first year, 36 the second, and 50 the last year. And, I eventually started my own team, and, now here we are. So I found eXp 6 years ago, and a lot of people know me for this stuff, right? I married my wife. She's out here, Amanda. Seems like a lot of wives. Amanda is just here today. There she is. I see her. All right. We have 2 beautiful girls. They're 6 and 8, and they are a big part of my ride. They're Cadence and Kinsley. Like Daniel was saying, 580 homes last year. I run the #2 standard team at eXp Realty, which is a big deal to me. I have about 900 agents, close to 900 agents in my revenue share organization, which gives me the freedom. Yeah, thank you. It gives me the freedom to do cool stuff like this. I got 5 sales teams, and they're all running right now, right? It's really neat, and I have the ability to share stuff with you because of revenue share. So thank you everybody for that. So I was recognized as the number 5 small team in Houston. There's about 40,000 agents in Houston, and I was recognized as the number 5 team last year. So the biggest accomplishment of my life is decided a year ago when I decided to marry God to my business. And that's a big deal, right? And I'm here to tell you that now I'm not even surprised. I was surprised. I'm not surprised that divine things are happening to me, and I'm not surprised about it. When you pray to God, and God knows what you see before you pray, right? And when that stuff starts happening, don't be surprised when that happens. So a lot of people know me for that. This is what people don't know me for. Is it okay if I be a little bit more vulnerable with you guys today? Can I get a yes? Yeah. All right. So out of the womb, addicted to drugs, right? My mom was a meth head, right? So she was addicted to drugs for 32 years of my 36 years on the earth so far. My dad, he was absent from my life. He was in and out of prison, in the prison system, things like that. Brent, I'll stop pacing. They told me not to pace. But this is a big deal for me. So when I was about 15, my older brother was 16. My sister said, hey, we gotta get you guys a truck, and we're gonna share a truck because, I only have, I think she had like $1,600, $1,700. So she said, I'm going to get you the truck, Jeff, because you are the responsible one. You got saved, you're not drinking, you're getting good grades, you're playing all the sports. You need to do this, you need to take care of your older brother and get him back and forth to stuff. My brother was a little opposite, he was a little crazy. So one night we were at a party, he asked me to take him home, and I was supposed to take him home. I did not take my brother home that night. That night, my brother passed away in a drunk driving accident. He was 17, I was 16, and that was tough for me. And I'm really proud that I'm not bawling right now, because that shows how much growth I've had in the last only about a year. I didn't think I would get through that without shedding some tears. And you know, like I said, my mom, she was addicted to drugs, and she actually, like most, well, not most, some people, I would say most people lose that deal, lose their addiction. Like they lose to the addiction, right? And 6 months ago, she took her own life. There they are. 5 days before my 36th birthday. So about then is when I really had to shift, right? I had to, you know, there's a reason I'm on this stage. I asked Brent, he put me on stage, thank you. And I think you have a way you can think about things, and I think that your perspective on things is your truth. I really believe that. So here's how I perceive a few of those things that happened to me so far. I believe my mom took her own life 6 months ago. I know that, but I believe God's timing is perfect, right? I believe she was sick. She was always sick. I believe that she loved hard. I always felt love the entire time. I believe my dad was a strong man. I'll share a little quick story on my dad. When my mom met my dad, his job was to go and get people paid. If someone owed someone money, they hired my dad, he'd go out there and he'd get them money. He went from California to Florida one time, stole cars the entire way. Every time they ran out of gas, he stole another car, et cetera, right? Cool dude, right? He got to Florida, he got the money, he got about halfway back, and he got busted for 54 grand theft auto felonies, right? So I believe my dad was a strong man. As you know, I know my brother passed away tragically, but I believe my brother's with me right now. I know he's right here. I believe I was placed on this earth for divine purpose. I believe I came from a poor family. I know I did, but I know a poor family won't come from me. And I believe, starting really today, it's a big deal for me, just as it is for you guys, I believe that I'm going to positively impact millions and millions of people. So that starts today. So let's jump in here really quick. So I had to define my why when I joined eXp. I hired Sean Kokoska, a phenomenal coach, and I said my why is my wife and kids. He goes, nope, try again. When you lose, if something tragic were to happen to you yet again, Jeff, what would you live for? You gotta dig deeper. I said, okay, my dad was crazy, my mom was crazy, she ran her own home-based business, right? She rocked and rolled, she was good. So what I found out was my why is to capture all my parents' strengths. And I want to do the opposite of what they did. I want to use those strengths as power to positively impact people and serve God. That's my why. So, all right. So what I have the cool thing to do is to show you guys how to excel in a shifting market. And I think I've done really well with that, and I want to kind of jump in here. So today we're going to talk about these three things: how to find buyers and sellers who have to buy in a shifting market, how to utilize the eXp tools that you guys have that you don't use to excel in those things, how to automate your business, and how to utilize the ecosystem of eXp, the true borderless capabilities that eXp will provide to you guys. So let's jump in. Who must buy and who must sell in a shifting market? Take some notes. I see some notes. All right, good. I think that people, regardless of the market, REO is coming. eXp is coming. They have it ready for you. You need to get ready. RELO is coming. RELO is coming. eXp has it ready for you. You need to get ready. And institutional funds, they're going to be buying and selling in the shifting market. Let's talk about REO. If you want to go ahead, because I'm going to talk about this for a second, go ahead and scan that. It's going to take you to get REO certified. And the reason you need to get REO certified is because lenders repossessed 3,300 homes in June 2022. That's last month, right? Or 2 months ago. Year over year, that's a 40% increase. Lenders also, the first half of 2022, about 165,000 houses were foreclosed on, right? And that's an increase of 153%. So what does that need to tell you to do? You need to get certified and get ready for some REO business because it's coming. eXp has it ready for you. Just get certified. So RELO, same thing. Here's the cool thing about relocation clients. When everything is shifting, business and large institutionals will have to shift as well. And they're going to be moving people around. So the cool thing about RELO clients is they have to move. They usually have good jobs, right? They're for sure buyers and sellers. And eXp is in 21 countries, right? Maybe, I don't know, Valdez can verify that. I'm pretty sure we're in 21 different countries. So when all those things move around and stuff starts really to shift, when we really get into it and people start moving to your local area, you need to be ready. So scan that, get ready, get RELO certified. Institutional buyers, this is my number one type of client that I think is going to thrive in this market. They have to thrive. They've raised millions and millions and millions of dollars. They raise that equity piece and they leverage that to get a huge loan. And now they have to spend that money regardless of the market. So what they're going to do, what they have done in the last 18 months is buy overpriced properties. Now what they're going to have to do is buy underpriced properties to balance out their deals. So they're going to be ready to buy and sell. So if you're not ExprssOffers certified, you need to scan that and get ExprssOffers certified because at any time in any market, you have the ability to have an unlimited buyer with unlimited funds via the ExprssOffers. What I hear when I say that is, I live in Podunk, Louisiana, Jeff. I don't have ExprssOffers in my area. And I say, BS, eXp ExprssOffers in 50 states. Do you know that, stop thinking small. You can literally, I can attract an agent. Let's say I attract Jay Kinder. That would be cool. Let's say I attracted Jay and I said, hey, Jay, down here in Louisiana, we don't have any ExprssOffers. Can you help us out there in Arizona? He's like, absolutely. So me and Jay work together and I start driving leads to Jay. You can do that. So what does that tell me? eXp has business prepared for you. You need to prepare yourself to take it. So scan that, get ExprssOffers certified. Those are 3 buyers and sellers that I think are going to have to buy in a shifting market, in any market, really. So, number 2, did you know, I didn't know, I do now, did you know that kvCore will allow you to add multiple MLS fees into your kvCore site? Who knew that? Can I get a yes? Who knew that?
Yeah.
Wow. More than I thought. Isn't that a cool deal? It's very difficult to do, but scan that, and it's really a step-by-step process of how to do that. Yes, you have to be a part of the local board. Yes, you need to be licensed in that state, et cetera, et cetera. What does that mean? What does that tell me? You have to take advantage of the eXp borderless opportunity that you guys have. If you're in a slow market in North Carolina or South Carolina or Florida or Arizona or California, all those places are rocking and rolling, you guys can tap into that. You can tap into that for sure. So kvCore teams, it's changed. I'm here to tell you, I've been here 6 years. I started with conversion. I was at Boomtown. I was paying $40,000 a year at Boomtown. Came over to eXp and I saved just $3,500 a month just by switching over to conversion. It wasn't that good, to be honest, at first. I'm here to tell you today that kvCore teams is phenomenal now. So here are some of the things that you can do with kvCore teams. So automated accountability. Right now, I have 10 agents in Houston. I have probably 18 agents right now getting held accountability while I'm on stage. And it's automated. Every time they don't call a lead 9 times within the first 3 days, they lose the lead. It goes to a responsive agent. It gets taken away from an unresponsive agent. That's the accountability. That's the meeting we talked about. There's all kinds of things you can do. Your follow-ups, the biggest thing is the follow-ups, right? If they say that I'm going to follow up with somebody, and then 30% of the time they don't follow up with that person, they're going to lose that lead as well. And we all agreed on that. So it's all automated for you. So kvCore Teams is really neat. The coolest thing kvCore Teams has done for me is kvCore Ponds. And kvCore Ponds is essentially a huge pond where you can fish for leads out of. And you're going to want your responsive agents fishing out of that pond. Because I'm sure if someone's been in the real estate business for 5, 10 years, they have a bunch of old leads. Throw those leads in the pond, and they can fish out of there. They can also, those unresponsive leads that your agents aren't responding to can get taken away from them, and if another agent's not available to take on that lead, it goes into the pond for people to fish out of. So these are some cool things that are kind of new to me, and it's definitely new to kvCore Teams that you guys need to take advantage of. So, kvCore lead routing. This is, the automated lead routing before wasn't that good. It is now. It definitely is now. I know that $400,000 sellers in Katy, Texas go to Gabe Suarez, who's in the audience, right? I know they go to him. But instead of me, every time I get a $400,000 lead in Katy, I could go in there and move it. The system already knows. I've already set it up. So, and that goes for all my agents in Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Corpus, and San Antonio. I know everyone has their own leads. All my job as a team leader is to drive leads to it. And it kind of takes care of itself. So while they're getting held accountable without you having to be there every day, they're also getting constant leads driven to them all automatically. So here's a cool slide. My wife told me not to put it up there, but I'm going to put it up there. Internet leads don't suck, your follow-up sucks. Right? So everybody says, oh, internet leads, they're dead. Cold calling's dead. No, your follow-up is terrible. Your follow-up does not have any value to it. I can follow up with a client 7 times, and you can follow up with that same client 25 times, and I'll get them as a client before you because I'm going to be following up with value, constant value. I'm not saying, hey, how's everything going? I'm saying, hey, regardless if you use me or not, you're going to need this seller's disclosure. I filled it out for you. Don't fill it out for you. I put the address in there for you. Yeah, I put the address in there for you. You're going to need it. Hope everything's well. Hope you got your driveway power wash. Follow up with value. So if you want kvCore to work, you have to work. You have to work it. So let's move on. So you need to. Someone said it. I think it was Terrence Murphy. Your unique value proposition. You have to define your value. And you have to give value on those follow-ups. And if you're not giving value, you're just like every other agent out there. Hey, how's it doing? How's it going? You ready to buy or sell? That's wrong. Shift your mindset. Here's proof that I know it works. Hui Nguyen, he's a cash flow agent. He's a 4-time icon agent, and Hui got some followers in here. Hui, he worked at Schlumberger, and he came to me and he said, I want to join eXp, and I'm going to quit my job. And I said, bro, chill out. I want you at eXp too, but don't quit your job. No, he's all in. He's a 4-time icon agent. He uses kvCore. Kai, same thing. Kai Tran, 135 deals last year. He sold. He's a kvCore user. Amy Lanton is a teacher. I call her the Making It Rain Queen. Her only lead source is Making It Rain leads. And she runs a $35, $40 million sales team. So kvCore works if you work. All right, so last thing up here is utilizing the ecosystem that eXp has provided you. So let's go ahead and thank Glen Sanford for his vision that will allow everyone in this room to grow across borders, right? You can grow across borders. Don't think small. So go ahead and shout him out because right now, I knew I had a ton of value to give to my agents in Houston. I knew I did. And then when we started selling 200-300 homes and then 200-300 homes again and then 200-300 homes again, I got a little frustrated, right? And it wasn't the fact that I wasn't giving value, I just had to expand my borders, and I couldn't do that in a franchise model. It wasn't possible. Doesn't make sense, right? So now, everything that I'm doing, I can copy and paste to any market in Texas. So Amy runs my Austin team, Mike runs my San Antonio team, Joe English runs my Corpus Christi team, and Ian runs my DFW team. And I copy and paste my same systems, models, practices, scripts, everything into those spaces, and that's how we're able to sell 580 homes last year. And so can you. So you need to expand you need to shift it. Again, thank Glenn for allowing me to do this. So I'm going to wrap up here. I knew I'd make a good time. 2 final questions and 1 request. Last year I was at Build, and I said, man, it'd be really cool to share some stuff on that stage one day. So one day I'm going to be on that stage. So I came home and I prayed about it. And I told my friends about it. And I told Brent and James, and I said, I'm going to be on that stage, man. It's happening. And yeah, Jeff, we'll let you know. We'll let you know, Whitespear. So anyway, what happened just 2 weeks ago, they said, all right, Jeff, you're up. You're on stage, man. Get ready. Kind of thing. So my 2 questions are, what are you going to do to be on stage next year? And it doesn't have to be this stage, it can be any stage. Everyone defines success differently, right? So what are you going to do to get on stage next year? My second question is, how will you exponentially grow your family's wealth, your family's health, your family's financial, everything through the eXp systems? You can do it because I've done it. And my only request for you guys is to play the game. The people on the field getting crushed, getting dripped on, shooting the 3-pointers, hitting the golf shots. The people on the field are getting paid to be on the field, right? and the people in the stands not doing anything are paying to be in the stands, right? So just play the game. So cheers to you. Let's build eXp, guys.